Well, let's get it. Chapter 2, Genuine Rarity. High amid the grumbling clouds that showered Ponyville, Rainbow Dash stood under a tuffet of mist, eyeing the lower-hanging rain clouds. They were nicely spaced, but not, she thought, well deployed. Too many were waiting on buildings and pavement that didn't need so apparently concrete exists in Equestria?
Pretty much already. Didn't we already know that? Some of them do have.
I guess.
I didn't think it was really Equestria.
Well, geez, don't you think that Canterlot had concrete?
I thought it was something else.
Let's just go.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, and just to point things out, the comment section on this Equestria Girls trailer is exploding.
Come on, let's hurry up and finish the fanfic so we can show the trailer.
Yeah.
Bronies, why you no love and tolerate? I'm sorry, I had to say it because I don't know.
Let me guess. Some of them were spiteful.
A good half of them, a majority of them are liking it, but I don't know. Just a lot of them really.
Let's finish the fanfic and then we'll see for ourselves.
Yes, yeah. I'm sorry. I kind of caught a glimpse of it, and it's freaking awesome.
All right, let's get on with this.
Raising her head defiantly into the gale, she spread her wings wide and flexed them to test the wind, then leaped from her perch in a graceful arc. From the peak, she let herself drop in a smooth curve, swooping under a particular bed-sized cloud that began to loop around and land atop it. She wanted to get the attention of Cloud Chase and Flitter, who were trimming the edges of a nearby cloud bank, and Hoof signed what she wanted done with the misplaced clouds. When they signaled agreement and set about the new task, Dash dug her hooves into the cloud she stood upon. With big steady power sweeps of her wings, she began pushing it away from the town center toward greener areas beyond the library tree. She glanced out as she passed over the library. Twilight Sparkle was probably inside reading her precious books and drinking tea, while good old Rainbow Dash was out shoving clouds in the lightning and rain. She grinned. Poor Egghead Unicorn just didn't know what she was missing. Egghead?
Well, you are one too. Daring do fanatic.
Yeah.
Shibby. A flash of cheerful color caught her eye against the library's dark brown bark. Frowning, she pushed the cloud to a suitable position and then glided back to the tree. As she dropped lower, her suspicion proved right. The color was that of 3 familiar fillies.
3 familiar fillies.
In bright yellow rain slickers clustered at a window staring in. Dash scowled and hovered up behind him. Hey, what's the big idea spying on Twilight? The cutie bar Crusaders jumped and rolled around. Scootaloo gave a shush before finally realizing who the noisemaker was. Quickly she put up an angelically innocent smile and said, "Oh, hi, Rainbow Dash." I can't do cutie bar Crusaders for the life of me.
Am I gonna give it a try?
If you want to, no strain, really.
Okay, I'll do my best. I mean, I can't do little kiss voices in my life, but oh, hi, Rainbow Dash.
Oh, hi yourself. What are you three up to? Rainbow demanded, hooves on hips.
We just...
That's a pretty good speed bell, actually. What do you think, Gonzo?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like her mane!
Sweetie Belle said, but couldn't decide what they were just.
When the rain got heavy, we got stuck under the tree.
Applebloom gestured, headed for the leafy canopy. So go knock on the door. Twilight's not going to leave you out in the rain.
We were busy playing in the mud,
said Sweetie Belle, as though it were the most obvious thing. Oh, right, of course, Dashma. But still, you should be peeking through windows, she asked sternly, like she never did herself. Applebloom began...
Well, we wouldn't.
Oh, that's Sweetie Belle next, excuse me.
Oh, what?
That's Sweetie Belle next.
We weren't playing on it, but we heard Pinkie Pie laughing in there, and we sort of looked in a little, and...
And what? Dash leaned forward and glanced at the window. Are they doing some kind of cool magic in there? Which is not an excuse.
Where am I? Oh, no, that's not it. Well, you just have to see for yourself.
Scootaloo concluded. Dash bit her lip and fought her conscience for a moment, but inevitably her eyes crept toward the window, followed by a turn of her head, followed by a quick flap over to nudge the fillies aside and have a look for herself. Blank-faced, she looked for a long while. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, Dash, and your thing of not liking girly things.
Such a tomboy.
Mm-hmm. I'm very disappointed in you all. Shining armor, captain of the Royal
Shining.
Stood tall in judgment above Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy. That her own best friend to treat Lady Rarity so shamefully.
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God, is he going Prince Blue Blood on us?
He better not.
See what happens.
And you, Fluttershy, added Princess Cadence. Oh, God, her too.
Princess Cadence.
How did you just airdrop all of those poor bunnies like that? It's a good
Nice
thing
way
we
to
came
put it.
along when we did. Who knows what you might dump on her next? 3 chastised ponies were silent and still, struck dumb by guilt or astonishment at the sudden appearance of the royal pair in Ponyville. I mean, can I play too? Asked Spike. Where the hell did you come in, Spike?
Ugh.
Okay then. Hunching his head under the blank stares he was getting from Pinkie and Twilight, in his hands were a pair of toy ponies quite different in design from Pinkie's. So wait, it was him that had the shining armor and cadence dolls? Okay then. That was weird.
Okay.
I
I'm adding chin to the peanut gallery.
didn't expect that.
Let's see what happens next.
Sure thing, Spike-a-ding.
Spike-a-ding?
Yes,
What?
Spike-a-ding.
Let's go.
She leaned over to examine the figurines he held, ignoring the weird look he gave her about Spike-a-ding. Oh hey, shining armor and cadence! I haven't done them yet.
Spike? Did you take those two from the wedding cake?
Twilight asked, her tone more amused than her sharp by the slightest of margin. Nuh-uh, honest, protested Spike. These are souvenirs. I bought them.
Where?
Sure you did.
Yeah. Something in his expression suggested to Twilight that it wasn't for lack of effort that he didn't have the original cake figures, but she saw no reason to pursue it further. Oh, look, he's got us too, squealed Pinkie, peering into the small basket by Spike's side. Yep, they had a whole royal wedding party set, bridesmaids and all, with a castle. What? Pinkie reached in and held up a Twilight Sparkle figurine dressed in her wedding party gown. She looked down at her own collection with a faint frown. Huh. I guess they do make dolls of us. Spike caught her expression and hastened to say, Sure, but yours are way better. I mean, look how cheaply these are painted. Ooh, burned. Pinkie took a closer look at the Twilight figure, with its features uneven and tail-striped slapdash. She picked up her own hoof-made Twilight and held them side by side. Even from where Twilight, the real one, sat, she could see there was no comparison of quality. The souvenir figure was just an ornament, smaller than Pinkie's doll and simplistically detailed, with mere dots for eyes and a paper dress. Eee. Yeah, you're right. I win! Pinkie concluded with a sunny grin. She hunkered down again on the floor near the toy carousel boutique and advanced her Twilight doll towards Spike. In imitation of Twilight's precise diction, she told Shining Armor, You're not being fair, big brother who I should have invited to a party or something so my friends could meet him before he got married.
Hey!
Said Twilight. In retaliation, she picked up the Pinkie doll.
After all, Rarity was trying to make over the world.
Twilight Sparkle said reasonably, Even so, Shining Armor replied to his sister, You should know better than to bury a bride's bridal maid in bunnies.
Wait, what?
I said bridal maid.
Bridal maid?
Like, bridal. It's part of the reins of the horses.
Yeah. I got it. Just.
Yeah, like a bridal gossip.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But bunnies are fun! Squealed Pinkie Pie, approaching the group and bouncing around in random directions. Shining Armor and Twilight stared at Pinkie in silence until her frantic bouncing slowed, then stopped sheepishly. Armor turned again to Twilight. Besides, didn't you realize that Fair Rarity would never turn evil? Twilight stammered.
Wait, you mean?
Pinkie muttered, Oh no! And pitched forward to bonk her forehead on the ground. Yes! declared Cadence dramatically. The real Rarity has been here with us all along! What?
It's an impersonator!
Dun dun dun!
From a nearby basket-shaped chamber said Rarity, resplendent in a casual reproduction of her bridal maid's gown.
That's right, and I just can't believe you mistook that horrid creature for fabulous me!
Pinkie bobbed her head again and said, Really? Twilight gasped and declared,
Then the Rarity under all those bunnies must be...
A changeling!
Changeling!
Oh god! Okay, so I guess Chrysalis never really died after all.
Interesting.
Changeling check!
Except
Yay.
I think we should switch him, because mine is obviously the real one, Pinkie said, reaching into the pile of cotton balls and extracting her Rarity. Spike nodded in hummed agreement, as though he'd already decided the same, and passed his souvenir Rarity over to be stuffed out of the bunnies in replacement. Shining Armor nodded grimly. And of course, every pony knows you should never cover a changeling in bunnies.
Because bunnies are full of love.
Oh crap.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit is right.
Fluttershy
Seriously?
fucked up.
Changelings? We're doing this? Commented Pinkie. We have to stop her before it's too late, said Princess Cadence.
It's already too late.
Crowd the false Rarity, buzzing up out of the bunny pile.
With the love I've taken from these bunnies, I'll spread my glamour all across Equestria. Ponies everywhere will adore the fabulous Rarity, and I shall be the most powerful changeling that ever lived.
Oh no! I don't want to be Frou-Frou Gonzo, hide me!
You will be frou-frued, all of you!
Oh god.
You'll never get away with it, challenged Shining Armor. You're not even the queen, impudent hiveling. My royal lands will make short work of you, added Cadence of confidence. Where are the princesses? Asked Pinkie. All the ponies paused and looked up toward Canterlot Castle, high on the side of the bookshelf mountain. Celestia and Luna had fallen on their sides, knocked sentenced by the collapse of their picture. The ponies looked back at each other. Twilight said,
Okay, up to us then.
What should we do? Asked Shining Armor. Well, maybe something like casting your shield spell that worked just fine last time, suggested Pinkie. Twilight shook her head gravely.
As a scholar of advanced magic, I had to advise that it would be far too boring if it worked again. We'll have to find another way.
Huh?
What?
Boring. Okay.
Fair enough.
Drat! She's right, said Armor. What? There's all kinds of boring magic. What is it even? Pinkie! Armor nudged Pink Pony. Pinkie sighed and started bouncing again. I like balloons!
What?
The fuck?
Balloons are great! But we need a better plan.
Yeah. A bell rang from the kitchen and Spike jumped up exclaiming, Oh, sandwiches! Huh?
He forgot about his sandwiches.
Sandwich!
So, Sandwich and me going to beat your ass.
Don't do that. That kind of freaked me out.
Pinkie said, Sandwiches? That's a weird plan. It's not a plan, it's lunch. Spikes. So apparently microwaves exist in Equestria? Or ovens?
I can't question this shit anymore.
Spike said with a roll of his eyes. He hurried to the kitchen to prevent anything from burning. In his absence, Pinkie shrugged and moved over closer to the toy carousel boutique. Okay, you were going to plan for the good side. I'm going to be the villain for now, she said, picking up the smaller, lower-quality Rarity doll. While the heroic ponies pondered their options, the full Rarity retreated to her evil lair, deep in the dungeons of the carousel boutique. Chuckling, she drew forth from a large pink casket an assortment of ominous brushes, ribbons, and makeup, laying them out with sinister tidiness.
So, they found me out. Too bad it won't help them.
She gloated.
When I steal all the love of Ponyville, no power in Equestria will be greater than mine, and you will be the first magnificent minions.
She turned upon her captives. 3 unicorns, blue, green, and white, randomly abducted from the town square. They shuddered in apprehension at the light of crazed asceticism in her eyes.
Never fear, darlings. Rarity is going to make you all beautiful.
She began to laugh, a sinister rising... Oh.
Damn.
Twilight stared at Pinkie's back as she loomed over her villainous scheme. Spike, returning from the kitchen with a little wheeled cart bearing baked, open-faced cheese sandwiches and bowls of soup, froze in place and matched Twilight's look of concern. Gradually, Pinkie became aware of their hesitation and turned to look at them. What? You do spooky evil pretty well, Pinkie, said Spike dubiously. Thanks! I practice! Okay, then. She held her gaze on Spike with eyes wide and manic, smiled just a little too broad, and stayed that way until he broke the silence. Eat your sandwich, Pinkie, he said, thrusting a plate at her. After taking a break to dine on something less satisfying than bunny love, but probably healthier, the false Rarity emerged from her boutique onto the streets of Ponyville. Marching by her side were the 3 unicorn mares who had been made over not only on the outside, with makeup and gigantic barrettes, but in spirit as well. Overpowered by the changeling's sinister sense of style, they followed her as her dazed and loyal servants. The citizens of Ponyville were sprawled in random piles around the town square, minding their own business. At first, only a few took notice when the faux Rarity stood atop a giant book and reared onto her hind legs to address them in grandiose display.
Oh, let's see. My dear little ponies, rejoice! For today is the day that the great and fashionable Rarity has come
God.
forth and darling the lights of the power of beauty and fashion. Come forth and experience the Rarity difference, for I'm not Rarity, I'm Trixie!
What?
No, that was her improvising that last bit.
Yes.
That was fucking perfect.
I was. Oh no! I can't. I've lost the ability to can.
Gonzo, are you okay?
I don't know. I've lost the ability to can now. Next thing I know, I'll lose the ability to think and to breathe.
Shadow.
Okay.
Shadow, get the defibrillator clear.
We need to get her some AJ or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Curious about the spectacle, an orange-maned volunteer stepped from the crowd. The changeling and her minions surrounded the Earth Pony and bustled about her, snapping a lovely pink skirt around her waist and daubing her face with brilliant color.
Behold,
Said the beauty queen, displaying her work to the crowd. Rarity is wonderful. Grew a newly styled pony and hypnotic stupor. Oh, fuck. More ponies came forth eagerly, not seeing the danger. Laughing, the false Rarity and her lackeys spread out through the crowd, beautifying every pony they could get their hooves on, enslaving them with mane stylings and fancy clothes. Each convent, in turn, began working the sinister influence on others, starting an ominous chant that grew ever louder as their numbers swelled. Oh.
oh no.
Rarity! 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 You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Princess Cadence watched the bizarre spectacle unfolding and gasped. She's driving the whole town fashion mad! I didn't know she could do that! Pinkie said aghast. The real Rarity gave a haughty huh and leaped forward to stride toward the swarming thralls.
Well, I for one have quite enough of this uncivilized behavior. That shippy painted horsey can steal my spotlight and get away with it!
Horsey. She reared up before the chanting crowd and declared,
Stop, all of you, for it is I, the true and fair and beautiful Rarity, who come to save you from the tacky imposter. Pay her no heed.
Shouted the changeling.
She's just jealous because she hasn't got a pretty dress like mine, and she's huge.
Ooh!
Oh!
Oh, now it's on.
Oh boy. She gave a mighty leap toward the duplicate who met her in midair. For a long while it seemed that it could be any pony's victory. Two opponents bopping each other with all their might. But then the imposter resorted to a dastardly cheat. Racing a gigantic powder puff, she slammed the real Rarity down into the crowd of her lackeys, who swarmed over the unicorn in a chaotic heap. When the pony pile cleared away again, Rarity stood remade, her face painted in vivid pink lipstick and magenta eyeshadow, rainbow-striped leg warmers bunched above all 4 hooves, a red-yellow scrunchie binding her tail. Oh, God. For a moment there was silence, Rarity's friends waiting for her to explode in fury at the application of such outmoded style. But to their horror, Rarity instead went to the changeling side, mesmerized, chanting her own name in praise of their foul doppelganger. Oh, fuck.
No! No, Rarity! No!
The changeling laughed heartlessly.
Silly ponies, you see that now that I am unstoppable. None of you will escape my wrath for the daring to defy me. This inferior Rarity will spend her days locked away in a fat camp.
Oh.
Fat camp?
Applejack will go from bucking apples to bucking fabulous. And
Oh.
I'll see to it personally that Rainbow Dash will always dresses in style.
Ah, shit!
Oh, no!
No! Oh, yeah.
Okay, can I just ask everybody to please stop saying, oh no, because the fucking Kool-Aid man is going to keep showing up here.
Yeah.
That's
This
just
is terrible, Cadence wailed. If even Rarity can fall for herself, what kind of chance do the rest of us have? Together, all the ponies turned over the only one with the genius to save the day, Pinkie Pie. What?
What?
Twilight furrowed her brow in thought. She was mildly miffed that her earlier practical suggestion had been dismissed as boring, but she could see Pinkie's, for lack of a better word, logic. This was one of those fun things, not a case of practicality. She needed to come up with something more exciting. Something Pinkie just said just now caught her attention and set a little tingle of an idea ringing in her mind. Excuse me. She frowned deeper, pursuing that thought, and was hit suddenly with a flash of inspiration so bright it brought a literal light to her horn.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. Oh. Ah, I've got it!
She exclaimed, loud and abrupt enough to make Pinkie and Spike jump. What you got? Pinkie asked.
You'll see.
Twilight grinned brilliantly and picked up a Pinkie doll again. Everybody relax! I've got a plan! Pinkie announced joyfully. A Pinkie Pie plan? Shining Armor asked critically. Yes! It's a super duper Pinkie plan, I promise! It makes no sense and it's not boring! That changeling doesn't even know we got a secret weapon, even better than bunnies! What?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Terrific! What is it? It's a secret, silly Billy! You just need to clear out all those other ponies and get her out of the open, and Auntie Pinkie will take care of the rest. I'm like 20 years older than you.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Shining Armor grumbled. He approached the closer end of the pony crowd, the ones not yet conquered by the army of beautician thralls, and adopted a confident, no-nonsense attitude of authority. All you need is to take cover, he declared. Don't panic, just head inside and stay there, please. A light brown stallion stepped out of the crowd and asked calmly, Who? All of you! Can't you see there's a dangerous changing on the loose? Armor politely began clearing the area by pushing piles of confused civilians aside with his shoulder. For the most part, they seemed okay with this, but the Earth Pony had another question. Who? Armor paused to stare at him. That fake Rarity! She's bedazzling every pony inside with her fabulosity. Who?
Owlicious!
Wait, Owlicious isn't a pony.
You'll see!
I said every pony! You have to get every pony! Who? They changed it! I told you! Who? Wait a minute, growled Spike. Owlicious blinked his large, luminous eyes at the dragon. At some point, the owl had flown down in curiosity to perch on the miniature town hall and plucked up the brown doll in hopes it might be some type of mouse.
Put it down, Pinkie. Put it down,
I guess-
Owlie. Put it down.
Causing Owlicious' dignity thus affronted, snapped up a gray Pegasus doll as well, and bore the 2 mouse-colored ponies back to his perch in the library's upper deck. I hope he doesn't have any plans on eating those.
I think those little miniature dolls are a choking hazard to certain ages. I think they have light howls.
Yeah.
It's no use, Shining Armor sighed. Half the ponies are mind controlled. The other half just won't listen to reason. Excuse me, I think I have an idea, said Fluttershy in a really liveling sing-song afflicted with a curious lisp. Spike gave a sudden puff of laughter, quickly silencing himself. Pinkie gave him a suspicious look. What's so funny? She demanded. I'm sorry, Vicky, Spike said sincerely, though his voice was laced with incipient giggles. No, really, I'm sorry, but your Fluttershy voice it's just terrible.
Well, kind of ironic because they're voiced by the same person, Andrea Libman.
Yeah.
Irony!
Pinkie gave a scornful cluck of her tongue and glared at the dragon, who couldn't restrain the giggling any longer.
Spike, that's so wrong,
Twilight said proudly, turning her face away and covering her mouth with her hoof. Pinkie glanced off to the side to give a long-suffering, see-what-I-put-up-with look, then turned her nose up and sipped with Spike and Twilight. Well, I'm sure it's not a competition, she said with sadly disdain.
We're sorry, Pinkie, truly. You can go on, we won't laugh,
said Twilight. Yeah, honest, I really didn't mean to make fun of you, Spike agreed earnestly. Pinkie rolled her eyes. All right, maybe I was being a little too swinky. Oh, God.
Yeah.
She cleared her throat, said la 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 a few times, and gave the other two a warning look before muttering, "But did you even hear Twilight's Fluttershy? Seriously?"
Ha!
Oh, I should have expected that. No. Bum.
Anyway, I know how to run up the other ponies.
Anyway, I know how to round up the other ponies, said Fluttershy, sounding much more plausibly like herself. Great, how? The same way I gather up all my dear bunnies, said Fluttershy, with my floating basket and a giant net.
Basket and a net.
Yes. Makes perfect sense, said Shining Armor. Fluttershy flew off somewhere momentarily and returned with her blue basket and a huge blue string net bag. Well, why didn't you list those among our assets in the first place? Grumbled Pinkie Pie. Okay, you get those little ponies out of the way, and I'll go prepare our secret weapon. Pinkie Pie commandeered Rainbow Dash to help, and the two of them, excuse me, went off to discuss Pinkie's mysterious plan. Raymond determined the others set out to take back the streets. Fluttershy and Twilight Sparkle hovering above in the basket, with the net dangling below like a fishing trawl. Applejack, Shining Armor, and Princess Cadence marching forward from the ground toward the chanting swarm. We got a system going on here. Yes, very much interesting. And so was joined the fourth or fifth mightiest battle in equestrian history. The heroes on the ground ran forward and smacked into the changelings' army, who piled up and washed toward them in a living wave. Buried momentarily in the sheer mass of pony, Shining Armor burst up from beneath its attackers, sending them flying in all directions. Warrior, Applejack skirted the edge of the oncoming attackers and kicked one after another with expert aim into the waiting net. Cadence, never given to violence, took the no less effective approach of hugging 4 or 5 ponies.
Well, must be that time.
Drat! I've been foiled by the power of love!
Excuse me?
Foiled of love. Why is it always the one thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Rarity emerged from the pile that confronted Applejack face to face, determined with zombie implacability to defend her new mistress. Applejack gave a hearty, menacing laugh. Oh, now I've been waiting on for a long time. Uh-oh.
What's she gonna do?
Whirling about, she bring good old Bucky McGillicuddy and kicks McGee to bear.
Her back legs!
Yes!
Rarity had time only to squeal in alarm before she was bucked high into the air to fall neatly into the net along with all the rest. Despite the overwhelming numbers, the mind-controlled drones were no match in the long run for the clever and resourceful starring characters. Well then. The net bulged with helplessness. Struggling ponies and Fluttershy drew the string neck closed, hovering away to stash the captives where they could do no further harm. Oh, the changeling again.
Fools!
The changeling shouted in defiance with a barest hint of unease.
Surely you don't think I need those idiots to handle the likes of you?
She flew up in front of the heroes, hovering just out of their reach. Pinkie, she's out in the open! Armor called.
What?
The changeling looked around, realizing that she was indeed alone in wide open space.
What's going on now?
Perfect, said Pinkie. She turned to Dash and bowed to It's all up to you now, best young flyer. Dash nodded smartly, lowered her flight goggles, and rocketed into the air. To the momentary consternation of her beleaguered comrades, the Pegasus first flew directly away from the battlefield, but it soon became clear that she was going to curve around in a huge, wide arc. Uh-oh.
What?
With only a quick joggle in her smooth parabola to avoid the snapping beak of a startled giant owl. Huh? Rainbow Dash came zooming back down toward Ponyville, accelerating in a bullet line toward the false Rarity.
Ha! I've dealt with you before.
The changeling scoffed. She braced herself in Dash's path, ready to fend her off, but the rainbow bomb was not aiming directly for her. Instead, Dash circled around her opponent, flying in laughter in tighter and tighter loops, easily evading the changeling's efforts to strike her down.
What is she doing?
Caught me by surprise last time, cheaty changeling, she crowed. But let's face it, I'm Rainbow Dash, and no pony beats me in a fair fight.
Then hold still and fight me, you feathery foal!
Shouted the changeling, exasperated, trying to follow the ever speedier circling of her enemy. Rainbow Dash snorted disdainfully. Faster and faster she whirled, creating a shimmering violet cone around the faux Rarity, who found herself caught up by the winds in the center of the vortex.
You can't keep this up forever, pesky Pegasus!
Taunted the imposter, voice faltering. Rainbow Dash only laughed, glowing brighter as she accelerated, a bright cyan streak flashing through the magenta swirl of her localized tornado. I don't have to do it forever, she said, teeth tight with effort as she pushed herself even faster. Just long enough. The wind of her spiraling passage washed across Ponyville, stirring the leaves of the library and picking up stray papers. A lighter ring Rainbow Dasher's hurtling form grew even brighter, becoming a flumy cone of white against which she strained it harder. Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Do! The changing Rarity cried out in terror as the zooming Pegasus was swathed in light, too intense upon to look upon this!
Kaboom!
I had to.
Oh, dear God. Oh.
I had to.
Oh.
A bright flash and a concussive burst of wind shook the shelves of the library, knocking Pinkie Pie and Spike onto their tails with nearly identical gape-jawed expressions of shock. A shimmering ring of brilliant spectral colors burst from the center of the explosion, flowering across the room in a gorgeous chromatic display. The Rarity doll was hurled by the blast into the distant reaches of the forests and wildlife shelf. Whoa.
Wow.
Twilight sat back and let the magic of her horn fade, flushed with triumph and effort. Pinkie and Spike stared at her, awestruck, as the rainbow ring dissipated and the Rainbow Dash doll hit the floor, then as one they broke into startled whoops and applause. A sonic rainboom! She did it! She did it! Wait, I mean, you did it, Twilight! Pinkie hopped from hoof to hoof in excitement. How'd you do it?
Oh, just a simple color illusion, actually, and some fancy high-speed levitation.
Twilight said.
The doll is magically related to Rainbow Dash because it represents her, so that made it easier to imitate something she can do.
That is so cool! Pinkie shot forward and squeezed Twilight in a hug hard enough to make her squeak. It was pretty awesome, Twilight, said Spike, suave as though expecting nothing less.
Thanks, guys.
Twilight managed to say. Pinkie relented and let her go. Oh, what are you going to do next? She asked, clapping her hooves in anticipation. Twilight raised her eyebrows and looked around the dolls. Despite her intention not to think about work while playing Pinkie's game, she had been considering some other spells she could use to enhance the make-believe. Certainly for practice, of course, and certainly not to show off.
Ahem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what to think about that. But as she paused for thought, her ears perked up in the momentary silence, alerted to a sound that chilled her bones. Pinkie and Spike looked up as well, the three of them turning to look toward the window near the library's front door.
Who is it?
The rain had gradually fallen from a steady roar to a soft whispering sprinkle. In the relative quiet, they could make out all too clearly the high-pitched sound outside. Filly voices, several of them raised in laughter, with them an older and deeper voice, husky but with a distinctive squeak on the end of each guffaw.
Oh, horse feathers.
Twilight growled, jumping up to cross the room and fling the door open. Just as she suspected, rolling around in amusement near the entrance were three fillies she recognized, despite the mud, as Sweetiebelle, Scootaloo, and Apple Bloom. Rainbow Dash hovered up above the trio, holding her belly and barely managing to stay in the air. When the door opened, she zoomed over and grabbed Twilight's shoulder in enthusiastic admiration. Twilight, that was the most awesome thing ever! Well, next to a real Rainbow Dash rainboom, of course. The fillies gathered around to add a chorus.
Yeah, that's so cool! Do it again!
After a moment, Twilight's stony expression and the reality of the situation sank in. The four of them fell silent and found intense focuses of interest in the ground, the sky, their own hooves, anything but Twilight's eyes.
Oh, is it?
So, hi there, mumbled Dash, looking around in the hope of a sudden massive distraction.
Rainbow Dash? Girls? Were you spying on us?
Twilight sapped. No! Said Dash and Scootaloo in unison with perfect virtue.
Yeah.
Said Sweetiebelle and Apple Bloom in the same instant with downcast, guilty eyes. Each pair shot the other a dirty look. Twilight tutted and weaved a wary sigh.
Well, you better come inside,
she said. Looking at the mud that covered some of the fillies than their slippers did, she added,
Hey, Spike, would you mind getting some...
Way ahead of you, said Spike, appearing next to the door with an armload of towels, which she proceeded to lay out in the path to the washroom. With varying degrees of ability to meet Twilight's gaze, the Crusaders trudged to the door, while she tapped her hoof and took notes of every school teacher. Well, she tapped her hoof and took notes of every school teacher she'd ever known to give them a glare with just the right blend of disapproval and tolerance. Oh, there we go.
Fair enough.
Up the stairs they headed, making a hot lava game of the journey, waiting for Spike to take the last towel into the line and move to the front so they couldn't step directly on the floor. Dash, soaking wet but unmuddied, accepted a single large towel from Twilight and dried herself with an abashed but not terribly guilty expression. But Twilight demanded,
Well?
Aw, gee, I'm sorry, Twilight. I didn't think you'd find out, Dash said, then gave a little grimace. But that's not what I meant. I mean, I was gonna... No, okay, no excuses. It was wrong, and I'm the grown-up who should have known better.
Yes, you should have. I hope you don't mind I make a habit of this.
Nah, you know me. I don't usually sneak around. I just barge right in.
True, whether the window is open or not, in fact.
Yeah. Dash hurried on to keep the topic of broken windows past from coming up. Anyway, this time I just didn't want to interrupt you and Pinkie Pie and Spike. It was so darn cute how you were all playing dollies.
She admits!
Rainbow Dash, we got your number now. Okay then. She did her best not to sound like she was poking fun, but the ridicule was kind of right out there where Twilight could hardly miss it.
We weren't playing dollies. It was magical research.
It was?
Sure, Twilight.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was? Asked Pinkie, earning a swift shot of glare from the unicorn.
Yes, that's right. Research. I was giving a demonstration of a practical application of ad astra's second principle of similarity in conjunction with basic photogenesis and levitation, as shown with the aid of common household toys.
Uh-huh.
He was playing with toys, Twilight. Just admit it.
She gave a
Yes, I
convincing
was.
smile.
Guilty as charged.
She gave a convincing smile, rather pleased with her swift technical summary. Rainbow Dash raised a skeptical eyebrow. Oh, really? Pinkie, do you even know any of those words? I know conjunction and toys.
Well, if she already knew it all, there wouldn't be any point of showing her, right?
Twilight asked, feeling the story crumble beneath her. Uh-huh. So, what kind of magic laws did the part with all the ponies fighting, shoving each other into bags demonstrate?
How long have you been watching?
Twilight groaned. Well, Dash from the back of her head. I guess since just before Spike came in with the food. She glanced toward the platter of sandwiches with a hungry little lick of her lips, but looking back to Twilight's expression, decided not to press her luck. Twilight gave another exasperated tut.
All right, fine. We were playing with dollies. It was Pinkie's idea.
That much, I guess.
What?
It's always gotta be Pinkie.
Yep.
The Crusaders came back downstairs, fresh scrubbed and adorably fluffy. So fluffy!
It's so fluffy!
So fluffy!
It's so fluffy, I could die!
They lined up before Twilight with gazes of industrial strength and wars. Sweetie Belle spoke up first.
We're sorry for peeking on you, Miss Twilight. Well, it wasn't very nice, but your apology is accepted.
Twilight said in a motherly tone.
Anyway, you may as well wait here until the rain lets up.
Should be wrapped around sunset, and what Dash said, glancing at the wall clock. 2 more hours to go.
Oh, do you need to get back to work?
Twilight asked. Nah, my team can handle things for now. I'll head out when it's time to clear the sky.
All right, then. Is any pony hungry?
That got a chorus of enthusiastic approval.
Spike, are there enough sandwiches for every pony?
I can make more. They're easy, Spike answered unconcerned. There's plenty of soup to start with.
Excellent.
You're the best, Spike. Dash floated over to give the dragon hoof noogies. Okay, then.
Okay, just one more thing.
Sorry if there was much to me. I should go on live. Okay. Twilight speared Dash and the fillies with a serious eye.
Can I ask you please not to go telling every pony in town about, all this?
She just stood around the toy town. Aw, is you embarrassed? Pinkie asked.
Pinkie!
She's smooching Twilight's cheeks and earning a glare of pure venom from the unicorn.
No? Well, I mean, yes, a little. I just don't want something so silly to break out of Ponyville a month.
You learned your... Oh, that's Sweetie Belle, excuse me.
Oh. We learned our lesson about spreading gossip, Miss Twilight.
Are you certain about that? We all know what happened with... What was bridal gossip, was it?
No.
Yeah.
Ponyville Confidential. That too.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't tell.
Scootaloo tried to add, but dropped out to a mumble in mid-sentence.
You promise?
Twilight asked, not remotely distant.
We promise.
There's chorus of Crusaders and Dash trying really hard to make it sound true.
Ha! Trying.
Twilight looked across the open, innocent faces of the 3 big-eyed fillies and scruffy, guileless Rainbow Dash. They looked back with every intention of sincerity. For a moment, it was possible to believe that none of them would deliberately spread an embarrassing secret.
But yeah, you might as well paint on her banner,
said Avalon, finally echoing Everpony's thoughts. The others nodded and murmured immediate agreement.
We are pretty much gonna tell every pony sooner or later.
I knew it.
We can't promise not to mean to.
What?
Just saying, I kind of have to tell Applejack and Rarity and those guys in Cloudsville that I hate. And what has contributed. All right then.
Well, all right. You're forcing my hoof. If I can't stop you from babbling, I'll just have to take other measures.
What kind of other measures? Dash asked, wary of the ominous pause. Now for the first time, she wondered just how far up the crazy tree Twilight Sparkle could really climb.
Pinkie? Spike?
Twilight barked instead of answering. Quick as a practice, Pinkie slammed the front door, leaning against it in a cool gangster slouch. What?
Huh?
She gave the guests a dangerous look over the sunglasses she suddenly wore.
Oh, God.
And precarious menace in the act of chewing a toothpick. Spike stepped alongside Twilight, holding the knit bag full of toy ponies. Twilight gave her best villainous grin, not quite as creepy as Pinkie's, effectively less. Oh god, Snapple.
What?
Twilight Snapple. Oh god.
If the story is going to get around, I just have to make sure you four don't get the last laugh. No, this little anecdote will be just as embarrassing for every pony.
Oh no.
Except for the others except for the ones who don't care. Pinkie sings song, blissfully free of dignity. Twilight advanced and challenged on Rainbow Dash and the Crusaders, who cringed beneath the eerie cheer in her eyes. Spike held the bag open toward them, solemn as one offering duelists their pair of choice of weapon.
Pick your ponies, girls. We're having the most adorable tea party ever.
Oh god. Oh boy. This is getting interesting.
Oh man.
Fun.
Oh god.
Oh wow.
And there's only 3 chapters left.
Oh god. Do you want to finish it now, or do you want to wait until like later?
We could do this last chapter. Nah, we'll save the last 3 chapters for another time. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yes!